Mm-hmm. I ended up getting YouTube Premium Lite. Yo, what's up, guys? Mm-hmm. Pay me, kid. By the way, I'm not even worried about Kevin anymore. Kevin, if Kevin wants me on the show, you gotta pay. Mm-hmm. What's up, guys? What is up, y'all? You know, if he wants to pay me, he, Kevin, Kevin, I'm, I'm okay, Kevin, because I'm already paid. I already got the stuff paid for the month. You know, I'm not. Um, um, what's up? What's up, guys? How is everyone doing? I just sent you a link to come on, Jacob, if you want to come on. What's up? How is everyone doing? Doing Facebook, Facebook, DMs, Facebook, Messenger. Jake, that's not Discord. That is flipping Twitch. Um, should I send? Should I send Pat Dixon a loan? I am gonna do it. Yeah. Say bye and. By the way, guys. By the way, guys, if guys vote for me in this poll, y'all. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Vote for me, vote for me, vote for me. I'm the best. Vote for me, vote for me, vote for me, vote for me, vote for me. Vote for me, 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 vote for me. I'm the best. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Someone's here. It is Jacob Waters. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. Okay, are you on the road?
No, I'm at my house.
All right. So I want to ask, what do you think about they're still going? So they're still going on with the Night of Champions in Saudi.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But the thing is, they're not going to get bonused for it. The wrestlers are not going to get bonus. It's already in the contracts. It's figured
Yeah,
out in the
no,
contract.
I think it's mainly because it's money motivated. So both sides are going to get paid for it, so they're not going to be
Yeah,
against it.
but and by the way, UFC, I'm, you know, UFC is doing a show in New Orleans.
What do you think with all the crazy stuff going on in the UFC?
People are saying John Jones is the best.
So did you hear? John Jones is retired now, technically.
Why? Let me guess, he failed another drug test.
Well, no, it's a wild story, but so the other night. on Saturday night. Dana White had found out a couple hours earlier, and he ended up saying it at the post fight press conference. He's like, "Yeah, I just got a message from John Jones. He's vacating the title, and Tom Aspinall is now the champion." And Tom Aspinall came out and said, he wants to defend his belt, blah blah blah. And then it turns out a couple hours after that, it turns out John had got arrested for some kind of, I don't know, some kind of violence with, I don't know if it was like a hit and run or him taking off away from the scene of a crime,
Yeah,
but he's got a bunch of
allegedly.
stuff.
Allegedly.
I mean, yeah, he hasn't been prosecuted with it yet, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's the case behind it, and trying to say that's why he vacated the belt. I've heard a couple analyses on it, basically saying that it's possible that John's probably going to come back and fight Aspinall. And in the meantime, Aspinall's going to have to get some good competition because there's not a lot of competition in the heavyweight division right now for Aspinall. It'd be
Yeah.
cool if Francis Ngannou came back and he got to fight Francis. But otherwise, I really only see the big fight that they could maybe promote is if Alex Pereira maybe came up,
Yeah.
and then then Tom Aspinall would be the heel, which would be a pretty good card because everybody would be cheering for the David
Yeah.
and Goliath fight. They'd want
Yeah.
Alex Pereira to win because
Yeah.
Tom Aspinall is actually bigger.
So TKO owns UFC. TKO owns WWE. TKO now owns AAA Lucha Libre. TKO also owns PBR,
Yep,
professional bull riding.
that's true.
So
They're
I've
getting
been
into
seeing.
that promotion game pretty hard.
So and by the way, I've been watching because on the WWE YouTube page they showed live stream of PBR.
What's PBR?
Professional bull riding.
Oh, yeah, I've never actually watched professional. I mean, I've seen bull riding, but I guess I never knew if it was professional or not.
Yeah. But I want to say that, by the way, I just got my. I just want to let you know that I just got. I didn't get YouTube Premium, but I got YouTube Premium Lite.
Was that me?
It was cheap. Here's the thing: instead of paying the eight, by the way, it was $18 on mobile for YouTube Premium, but it was $10, almost $11 on plus a little bit of tax on it was like $10.99 on mobile for YouTube Premium Lite. It was $18.99 on mobile for YouTube Premium, regular YouTube Premium.
So what? So what's the difference between the two? Like, what do you
I
what
get
service?
I don't they don't have a lot of they might not have a lot of ads,
Oh, nice. That's good.
but what do you think about like now like Zoe Stark got hurt.
Who got hurt?
Zoe Stark. What?
Who got hurt?
Zoe Starks.
Oh, the wrestler. Gotcha.
Yeah, she actually had to be carried. One of the medical guys had to carry the wrestler out. Had to carry her out. Not via stretcher, via with their two hands. They had they had to carry her out because of her leg. And people say, "Oh, this is it's you could get hurt doing this stuff." It's
You
and people
do you
say,
think
"Oh,
it
it's crazy."
was? Do you think it was scripted or was it just an accident?
It was an accident because sometimes people do get hurt in the ring. Jacob, how many times have you been in sparring and someone got hurt that you had to call for medic for medic?
Honestly, when I'm it's different. Like it depends on the gym, because a lot of gyms they do like heavy sparring. Um, the sparring that I teach is way different than that. Like I've always been taught that you want to be able to keep going with your partners. Like in a fight, of course, go hard, but not with the people you're training with. You want to be able to go as many times with the people that you're training with as possible, so you guys can both get better. You're not trying to hurt the people that are trying to make you better. Like
Yeah,
that's
and
just
Jacob.
silly to me.
So, and people are going to ask, why is Jake asking Jacob these questions? Jacob is a strength and conditioning coach for a local gym there in Illinois. Uh,
It's true.
he's
I saw you.
also
I saw you on
sorry,
with Pesci last night. It was
yeah,
cool seeing you guys
Pesci
on.
and Schmidt.
Yeah, and Schmidt. And then I didn't know the other guy.
Krishan the Don from the Misfit Nation.
Oh, okay.
Krishan's a good guy. I just do shows with him because he gets so. Did you see that Jesse Lee Peterson fainted on stage at
Jesse B.
church?
Peterson. Is he the older black guy?
Yeah,
That's not good.
he. I was like, did he get medical treatment? Because he does all these shows, but he's saying that it's the lights, because they're also in L.A. because the L.A. heat sucks.
I mean, either way, I mean, I don't know. It's still sad to hear, whether you like the guy or not. I mean, he's a pretty
Yeah,
hard conservative. I I don't know. I always wonder people's mental acuity and stuff after that. Like in the Republican Party, I didn't like seeing somebody like Mitch McConnell up there when he was having like strokes in front of people, and they were trying to
yeah.
keep him around, and I'm like, it just doesn't make sense to me. Like it, I don't know.
You know, and
Seems not in good faith.
you know, and the thing is, so I want to talk about something that is really important. Who is when past, present, or the future? Who is the OG of the UFC?
OG,
Who is the OG, or who is the GOAT?
the GOAT. So what encompasses the GOAT? Best fighter, the one that made the company the most money. Like
The
what would
the
make you the
the,
best,
the person who
or just
broke
all
out
the
in your
records?
broke out in your mind, that was he was there since the beginning. He was there. I gotta say, for me, it's a toss up between Matt Hughes and Matt Serra,
Interesting. I
or
mean,
or BJ Penn. BJ
so
Penn was an amazing fighter.
I'd put Matt Serra up there because of his loyalty to Dana. And he was just kind of a good scrapper that was able to make it through. Matt Hughes is another example of one of those guys that got hurt, and then they kept trying to put him on the pedestal, like and promote him a lot. And it got really
Yeah,
weird. Like after his accident, he was having a bunch of family issues with abuse and
yeah.
all kinds of crazy stuff. And the same thing's going on with BJ Penn now. Um, Sad to see. I think Nick Diaz is going through some stuff.
Nick
He's in
Diaz.
rehab right now in
Do, do,
Mexico.
do we count WE's? I think it's East. Dang it! That other promotion, WFC, or I think it's WEC or WFC. That one
Uh,
that
I don't know if that's in it or not. Maybe one promotion is.
can we say that the best walkout song, I think, was when one of the wrestlers came out to California to Tupac.
Have you ever seen Israel Adesanya's walkout?
Undertaker.
Well, he did an Undertaker one, but he also did one because he has a dance crew that
Yeah.
he's with, and he did one that was kind of like Dragon Ball Z slash like Avatar themed, and they came out like dancing
Yeah.
and doing moves together.
So let me
That's
tell
probably the
you
best UFC intro I've ever seen.
Yeah. So my favorite is, I'm I did watch like DC. Daniel
Daniel
Cormier.
Cormier.
Yeah. he actually marked out when Shawn Michaels' music hit and a girl came out to Heartbreak Kid's music. Sexy Boy.
Who else did one? Colby Covington did
Not Kid Rock.
the "You Suck" song with Kurt
yeah.
Angle.
Yeah. And the thing is, do you think so? It's not the Staples Center anymore. It's called the in Los Angeles. It's not called Staples Center. It's called the Crypto.com Center.
Yeah.
Why did they change the name?
I have no idea.
Is Staples going bankrupt?
Could be.
Oh, I do miss that. I do miss that photo right there. But I want to say that number one, who is the biggest seller when it came to UFC? Who was bringing the most buys?
So you didn't let me say who my GOAT was. You went on with Matt Serra and
Sorry, go ahead.
it's okay. So I think the overall GOAT for the UFC would have to be Anderson Silva. Bringing the most attention to the UFC.
The spider.
Yeah, Anderson the Spider Silva. I think he brought the most UFC attention and was also one of the best fighters of all time.
Hey, please don't. I'm not trying to disrespect you, but you look like right now. You look like Dave Portnoy from Barstool.
Dave Portnoy. Start talking about the Jews.
No, he gave a pizza company a 0.0.
I've seen all of the stuff in media about him lately. He's got some funny stuff. Hey, did you hear what he said to one of his workers that works for him? He was on a live podcast and basically like freaked out. He goes, "You work for me, blah blah blah," and he goes, "You won't be making." Because he basically said, "Is it like if people are making jokes about people and then there's also tragedy happening, people shouldn't be allowed to make those jokes." He was making an argument that to censor speech, and I don't know. It got really weird.
He owned. So here's the thing.
But yeah, I saw the pizza company one where he was doing the short and he was outside trying the pizza, and somebody yelled that at him.
Yeah,
I saw that one. That one was wild too, because then the workers were laughing or something, and he like turns around and he yells at him, like,
yeah.
What's so funny?"
Here's the thing. So I love that Dave Portnoy over Christmas gave a pizza owner 60,000 racks. The 60
Nice.
Racks. He
What's
gave
that?
him 60 racks of $60,000.
Oh,
To save his business.
you said rats.
No, racks.
Yeah,
R-A-C-K.
racks on racks. I got you.
60 racks. Yeah. But that was really nice of him to do that because this pizza owner.
No, he the local pizza place that I buy from, he came over and did a review because it's a local one and it's connected with a big college, and yeah, he gave us like an 8.5 or something like that.
That's good. That's actually good.
Oh yeah, we were top. I was like, yeah, and it's not like a Chicago style pizza. I'm really picky about pizza. I don't like Chicago style pizza.
Yeah.
You're lucky, man. I haven't been on the internet in probably like 2 weeks. I was like, Jake's live. I want to go say hi.
Yeah, I know that you are busy person.
Yeah.
I know that you've been
try
busy.
I try to make time.
Oh,
best I can.
I gotta talk to you. Noelle, dude. Noelle is going on panels. Noelle is showing her. Is flashing everybody on panels.
So you've been having her on panel?
No, I've been watching. I've been hearing about it. A lot of people don't like her anymore.
Pictures there, it didn't happen.
They had to take the video down because of.
I'm just joking, man.
Dude, I'm just telling you. I don't think it's a good idea to have her on panel. And
I'm not worried about it. I'm quick to watch everybody. I'm on Kick now, so it won't get taken down right away.
Jacob?
Yeah.
I won't come on if she's on. I won't even chat in the chat if she's on the air.
All right, I'll keep that in mind.
I'm just telling you that because I know that.
But if you were ever on as a guest, then I wouldn't allow her to be on if a guest asks that. Like if you know what I mean. I don't mind doing that, but when I'm doing an open panel, I'm not going to tell somebody they're not allowed because, to be honest, Jake, you only come to my channel every once in a while.
Yeah, or unless I get a link because
I send it. My links are posted in my chat, so it's like anybody can get a link unless it's a regular show or I'm doing an interview. Those are the only, and I don't do those that often. But if you ever want to do, if you ever want to do a one-on-one with me, or you don't want somebody else on when you're on, I don't mind respecting those boundaries. I'm a pretty fair host.
The thing is, it's like she's gone into people's pants. She's made inappropriate stuff, and I just don't want my reputation on that. And I
get you, man.
I have a good reputation. I have a good reputation, and
you're working on it. You're working on it. You're getting better.
I got a reputation where I'm trying to like rebuild my reputation. And I don't want to go back to the slim.
You need to separate from the old reputation. Exactly. Hey, Miss W.
Hey, Miss W. How you doing? Hey, I'm doing okay. I'm just like dealing with a inflamed tooth. Let me show you if you don't understand. Look.
What happened?
I got an inhaled test.
Are you getting it removed or what happened?
No, can you see?
Yeah. Is it just sore? Is that what's going on?
No, I'm not even. It's not even. I've been sick. I've been like. I know that. I've not been. Here's the thing. I haven't been to the dentist in years.
I know. Can I ask you an honest question? That's what I was going to ask you. So, are you scared to go to the dentist?
Also, here's the thing, because I gotta have to find another dentist because I just found out that my dentist that I've used in the past doesn't take Medicaid anymore.
Okay. Well, I know you'll be covered. You might have to shop around, but I know you'll be covered because of your situation. So I would take advantage of it while you know you're covered, because not a lot of people take advantage of it. I didn't take care of my teeth like incredibly good when I was younger, and I regret it to this day. Like, trust me, tooth pain is nothing to want to deal with. Like eye and tooth pain, like if there's something going wrong with your eyes or something going on with your teeth, those are the two worst pains to me. So
and also nose is structural.
I can get over a nose thing. I had my nose cauterized when I was younger because I kept getting nosebleeds in wrestling. There's somebody knee you in the nose or something like that. It happens all the time.
Yeah.
And so I got my nose cauterized a long time ago.
Yeah,
so
I actually so people don't understand this. I actually have broken the bridge of my nose before to the point where
me too.
Bled.
You see, mine's crooked. There's a professional football player who's in the NFL who played for. Who did he play for?
You don't have to tell you. You don't have to tell who. You don't have to tell us who it is. You don't.
No, it's cool. It's actually a cool story.
But you don't have to tell us the name of the person.
Oh no! He's a professional football player. I think it's a cool story. It's like if you met the Undertaker or something. So I was playing backyard football with Garrett Wolf and another guy that ended up in the NFL, and one of them was running the ball, and I went to tackle him, and he kneed me in the nose, and I like straightened it out on the field. But that's why my nose is like crooked like that. I don't know if you can tell. But yeah, the whole bridge broke.
By the way, the video. Hey. So, if you guys want, if you heard the story that I told about, it's Jesse just put out a short about on his Twitter talking about it. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
We talked about this earlier this week, today, about. By the way, let me see. Uh, let's see. Right now, I'm winning. Yes.
What are you winning?
So I'm Dr. Chow put out a poll saying favorite AI musician, Jake Hudson, me, Carmack, the final boss.
Carmex? I
Yeah.
just learned a little bit about him. Okay, so Granny is part of my StreamYard. He like does
Yeah.
videos on it and stuff all the time.
Yeah.
And so he's been covering Carmex, so that's the only reason I knew who that was. I'm slowly learning things about the Dabbleverse because of Granny, just
Yeah.
vicariously through him.
Hey, so let me ask you this: what do you think about Granny doing shows with Bob Levy?
I don't think about it.
Jacob, you
Like I
know
said,
my
I don't really think anything about Bob Levy. Like, I think everybody's just carting around his name, and it's just kind of an old man that
Hey,
is streaming with people.
Jacob, you know my real name, by the way. You know my real name.
Yeah.
By the way, Granny said my given name. By the way, do you know that I don't tell people I regret telling Granny my given name. I regret telling Granny and other people
You probably know his name.
I'm not gonna say it.
Yeah, I'm not asking you to say it. No one was asking you to say it. I was just saying you guys are probably on equal playing field, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. He goes on a stream to say to say my given name out. Who you're not even you know what, Granny, if Granny's watching this, I'm not even trying to fight you, brother. I just respect is earned, not given.
Should be
And I'm
me.
giving you
Should be a tag team match with me and you versus Granny and Aaron M. Holt.
it. By the way, Aaron's being resentenced in a few days. He's got to get resentenced for his thing. He
Was he
thought
write
that
paragraphs? Got to figure out his sentences.
No, he because of the stuff that happened. By the way, last year when all this shit was going down with Nick Rekieta, I was telling Aaron to shut the flip up, and he wouldn't listen to me. Guess who was right about? Guess who was right? Jake was right. Hashtag Jake was right.
Nick Rekieta said happy birthday to me once.
He Nick Rekieta's a good guy. I'm trying to get him on the show.
He's kind of, I don't know if I'd call him a good guy. He's got some issues too. But
Yeah,
I think that's anybody. Like, I think Aaron's
he-
got issues. I think Nick's got issues. I think April's got issues.
Not in April, in August he's got to go. He's gonna spend 28 days in prison. 28 days in jail
Ooh, a month? For what? For what crime?
for that's part of his sentencing for the for what happened with the drugs.
So what are the charges?
I think it was drugs. It was a plea deal, by the way.
I mean, 28 days isn't bad for a drug charge.
They found
I assume he has like community service or court supervision.
he's got to do 5 years of probation with like 80 hours.
Does he have to submit a drug evaluation? Like, does he have to take a drug class?
He has to stay sober.
So, like, ankle monitor sober? Like, what are we talking?
I don't know.
Report to a officer.
Yeah.
Take a test.
So if you don't know who Nick Rekieta is,
No, I know who all these people are. I just feel like everybody's talking about it and doesn't have any specifics on it. That's why I was asking you specific questions. Like, is he getting an ankle monitor? Like, okay, we know 28 days. Okay, so it's about a month. Like, what stipulations are actually going with it? What are his charges? Otherwise, it's just.
So it was 30 days, but they took 2 days off for prison. Their 2 days earned. because he was in jail for 2 days.
Okay.
Yeah, but I want to say
What kind
that
of jail is he in? Do you know?
I think he's going to be in county. He's going to be in county.
Oh, okay. Nothing too serious. He'd be all right.
It won't. Here's the thing: they won't put him in prison. They won't put him in
No,
prison
not
for
for
that.
that. Not for that short of a time. They wouldn't put him in prison for that.
Yeah, because it will take longer for him to find a prison than
exactly.
and by the way, getting back to the UFC, I've been watching a little bit of Errol Owani, or so. And by the way, did you see Joe Rogan is fighting with his father?
Joe Rogan's fighting with Ariel Helwani's father?
No, Joe Rogan's father.
Joe Rogan's fighting with Joe Rogan's father?
Joe Rogan Sr.
Okay.
His dad that he didn't. He's then the dad and Joe's half sister had to go out on TikTok to say on a live stream to say that everything that Joe was saying was false.
Yeah, I get it. Like,
Why
Joe,
don't you?
Joe doesn't want to really have much to do with it. It's not, and he's talked about this. He's pretty open about his relationship with his parents, and he wasn't really raised by his dad. He was raised by his grandparents. So I could see that they still.
His mom and dad got divorced.
Yeah, and he was raised by his grandparents, and his mom and dad were hippies. But according to the stories that Joe tells, I've actually that's what I've noticed about comedians. Comedians usually have like a dark history and not a very good upbringing or something like that, and it usually leads to like building them as stronger characters, or maybe the storytelling is better. I don't know why, but most comedians seem to have most good comedians seem to have like a really dark history. No matter who it is. I can't really think of many that don't. Like Dave Chappelle wasn't like bad, but I don't know how his upbringing was. He doesn't really talk about that as much as I can think of it. Somebody like Joe Rogan, but then again, Joe Rogan's different because he sits down with people for 3 to 4 hours at a time talking with them. So it's like you get a lot more information out of that.
Yeah. So I do watch a lot of UFC. I did watch a lot of UFC. I think UFC is a little bit better. I think UFC had the power. They had Tito Ortiz. They had Chuck Liddell. They had all these names. You had Pride. You had Bellator. You had that thing that Showtime MMA or something like that.
Yeah, and they got a jiu-jitsu league that's starting now too. Can't remember the name of it.
Do you remember the International Fight League where they had like teams of fighters every week? They'll have like a fight. They'll have team events and stuff.
That'll be. I think that'll actually be pretty cool. Having different countries and different teams and stuff like that are all competing against each other. I think that'll be fun.
Yeah.
What I haven't talked to you in a while. What's your thoughts on what's going on with I don't know. Do you want to talk politics? You want to talk about what's going on in the world? I got a couple of good questions for you.
So, my first one of the questions I was going to ask is, what do you think about that we got Trump in they trumped Israel, not Israel, they trumped Iran.
What do I think about what's going on with Trump and Iran?
That they dropped a T-bomb on a Trump bomb on. I wasn't going to make a joke.
You were gonna make a joke, or you weren't?
I was gonna make a joke, but I caught myself. What do you think about them doing that stuff to Iran?
I think it follows along everything that Donald Trump's been saying for the longest time. You can look back 20 years ago, and Donald Trump was talking about Iran shouldn't be a nuclear power, and they shouldn't have nuclear power. And
Pesci's on it, by the way.
once the
Pesci is
informants from the Pentagon let the president know that the efficiency of the nuclear capabilities that they had increased by like, I don't know what they said, but they said the final outcome was like 60 to 80% efficiency, and that could only be used for nuclear weapons, and that's why it was a strategic tech. So, like overall, I would say it was amazing how people on the right were kind of like, "Oh, I don't understand why the president did this," and in general, I was just like, "Oh, those people on the right that said that must not have looked into Donald Trump before they voted for him, like because he's been talking about Iran not being a nuclear power for the longest time. It wasn't like something he just brought up recently. And there was a 60-day referendum on Iran to respond to Donald Trump. They didn't do it. I think he gave them an extra 10 days. And on like the 70th day is when the attack happened. The attack was initiated. No casualties happened. They only struck a facility, no casualties on either side. I don't think it was a war. I think a lot of people on the right are like telling everybody it's World War III and all this other stuff, or saying that it's Donald Trump doing this for Israel or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't think it's any of that. I think it was a strategic thing that was done. And then a lot of people are like, oh, well, why didn't he ask, what's it called? He's supposed to ask the Senate sometimes for permission. And the last three presidents haven't done that when they orchestrated strikes. So it's like, it's not like Donald Trump's doing anything different than the last three administrations. So to pretend that he's like a big bad guy for doing what he did, it's just like a lot of other presidents just say, hey, don't do that. Hey, don't do that. And then they never have any action to back it up. Donald Trump said, hey, don't do that, or something's going to happen. And then something happened. Like, I don't know. I thought it was pretty obvious. And then for all the people that were saying that he was just listening to Bibi Netanyahu from Israel, the leader, the one making the charges and stuff over there, they're saying that Donald Trump was like bowing the knee to him, and he was just saying that both sides are acting like children and don't know what the fuck they're doing. Like he literally cursed about it. It was so funny to see him on the tarmac getting ready to board a plane, and he was like, Israel and Palestine don't know what the fuck they're doing. Like I don't know. He sounds sick and tired of dealing with all of their BS, and now they both had a ceasefire, and turns out it worked out great.
Yeah.
I don't know. According to what's been reported. But yeah, I would say overall it wasn't anything out of the ordinary for Donald Trump, and I don't think it was done unsuccessfully. I think it was successful. The purpose of it, at least.
Yeah.
And it's not even about that. It's not even about if they had balls or not. I think it's more about them just being consistent. Like if you're gonna, you got to show you have backbone. I mean, you can categorize it as balls or whatever, but you just got to show you have backbone, because military in the United States is respected for a reason. There's no reason you can't use it in order to, But I also don't think it's our job to go worry about who the leader is in Iran. I don't think we need to go, stick our nose in anything. I think we need to, like I said, work on, like, that's what most MAGA people were saying, is we need to work on America first, which Iran brought themselves into this conflict with Donald Trump. And with the fact that we said no nuclear power, come talk to us, we're happy to. And I think they reached out to Joe Biden and his administration, and Joe Biden's administration never even talked to him. So, I mean, there's a lot of different levels to it, but I don't think it's the U.S.'s job to go govern the rest of the world either. I think both statements can be true. I don't think he's a war president by any means, just because he did these actions. A lot of people are claiming that he's like the war president now.
Sorry, I just doing some stuff.
Oh no, you're good. I didn't know if you had anything to respond. I was just was reading some of the chats and trying to respond to them for you. I was gonna play some video games tonight, and then I saw you were on. I was like, man, wonder what Jake's up to tonight. What did you think about what happened with Elon Musk and Donald Trump? What did you think about that?
I think Elon was the reason why Trump got back on Twitter.
You think that's the reason that Donald Trump's back on Twitter?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did unban him, but Donald Trump doesn't use Twitter. People post Donald Trump's stuff on Twitter, but Donald Trump doesn't use Twitter. He uses his own social media platform. What is it? Truth something? Can't remember the name of it. But Donald Trump's got his own platform, and most people just repost his stuff on Twitter after it is posted by him. Truth X, or I don't know. Reverend, what's the name of it?
Truth Social.
Truth Social. Reverend, I would say on the highest echelons of the Republican side and the Democratic side, I think it's profitable to keep people divided. And I think that's the reason people do it. That's why you have career politicians. People that are in office for 30 to 40 years of their life, just living on the government dollar is just fucking wild. But yeah, they want to keep the divide. They want to keep people separate. And most of the time you get along with your neighbors. Like it's not as the country is not as divided as people would think it was. I would say most people in general are centrists, and like I said, that's one of my biggest issues with the MAGA people. Actually, is because some people are like, "Oh, Trump, no matter what happens, is the almighty." It's like, no, I've never worshipped any individual. Like nobody gets everything right. We're all human. But I think everybody should be judged accountably. I was liking some of the people that were snapping back at Candace Owens. Candace Owens is going to get some fire in the next couple days. Mark my words on that. Candace Owens is going to she's going to be all over the place. She was just on Piers Morgan and all these other places. Basically, she went full Kanye West and is blaming it all on Israel. And it's going to get a little messy on her hands.
By the way, Lauren Bogart, Lauren.
No, go ahead.
Oh damn it, Bolbart is doing a show with Alex Stein.
Alex Stein.
Yeah,
I like that guy. He's pretty funny.
Lauren Boebert. She's a congresswoman from Colorado.
You must be conservative.
Yeah.
Reverend, you probably know who's the person that moved to Africa and said it was like miserable. Somebody moved out of the country and said how bad it was. But yeah, Whoopi Goldberg complains a lot. But I mean, it's another one of those profit motive things. It's just like I see why The View makes money now, and everybody that's infuriated about it, they're just people, feeding into it. But yeah, somebody moved to Africa recently after the election, and we're talking about how miserable it was. I thought that was fun.
I don't know where Ellen went.
Ellen
DeGeneres.
Ellen DeGeneres? Oh, it's probably Rosie O'Donnell. Rosie O'Donnell moved out, didn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Rosie.
Whoopi's getting sued for $800 million.
Nasty woman. Rosie O'Donnell. Shouldn't even call her Donald.
Ellen is still in the U.S. What do you think about the big news? Canada, they're saying that Canada will be the next state in the United States.
The 51st state of Canada. I think it'll be a few. I think it'd be a few states, but I think it would be better. It'd be better for the people of Canada. They would pay cheaper prices for things. I was talking about this with somebody recently. There's a tariff that is in Canada that's basically on the import of dairy across the border to Canada, and so Canada raises their own cows in a worse condition. And get a worse product. And I think people in Canada pay close to like $8 for a jug of milk. And it's kind of crazy because they could just get it from the United States, but because of the tariff, it's kind of fucking wild that they want to pay more. I don't know. They don't even have to raise cows. Like they pay to have farms and not even have a quality product. I think it's silly. But teach their own.
By the way, I think I'm going to end because number one.
All right, no worries, man. I appreciate you having me on.
I know you got to go and do something that you want to stream.
Oh no, I was just checking in with you, man. I haven't talked to you in a while. I was just coming out to hang out with you.
All right, one more thing. Our final thing. What do you think about ESPN? By the way, our final thought. You know, they do a thing. So. You ever watched ESPN?
Every once in a while. Usually the highlights.
They got rid of a show called Around the Horn. They got rid of Around the Horn.
Is it a big show? What was it about?
It was a panel show. It was a panel show where they had a bunch of people from, like, they had someone from the LA Times, Boston Globe, Denver Post. They would have people around the world, around the United States.
Nice. I like getting everybody's feedback. That's fair.
But what? So my other thing is, who's a big star? Who's the bigger star that's coming out? Who's the bigger podcaster? Pat McAfee, who's on ESPN. He's on all this, or Logan Paul.
Ooh, I'm going Pat. Because Logan's crowd has already been established. I don't think it's growing that much. Maybe a few wrestling fans are starting to come over, but I don't think Logan's is growing the same way that Pat is. So I would say like up and coming, I would say Pat.
And Pat's on ESPN. Pat is on ESPN.
Because Logan's been around for too long, so he can't be really that up and coming guy anymore. It's just like
and do you remember the 2018 video about Logan? Logan did a certain video. Yeah.
Everybody remembers his Forest video.
Yeah. I'm just trying to, you know, we have jumped the shark on this show. We have jumped the shark so many times, but it's there's a lady that so there's a content creator that I've been hearing about called Michaela, not my Michaela, but Michaela, the person named. She had an organization called Save the Foxes.
Okay.
She passed away over the weekend.
And what was her stuff about?
She was trying to save fox. She would go and get foxes from. But here's the thing. On the thing, she was born in 1994. She would be 31.
So she's pretty young.
But they're saying she was 29.
Okay, so what she passed away from?
She offed herself.
Oh.
Because of trolls.
Yeah, that's never good. I don't know. So I was watching a debate just recently. It was between Adam 22 and
No Jumper.
Yeah, Adam 22 from No Jumper, and he was
or No Money.
No Money. Well, he was having a debate with a conservative guy, and they were basically talking about he considers himself in a monogamous relationship off camera, and it's just like there's a new culture of people that try to separate their online life with their offline life. It is kind of the same thing. Like, just because I turned on my camera doesn't mean I'm not really here. I'm not in character or anything right now. Like, it just depends on the person, I guess. I don't know. He was trying to compare like doing a kiss in a movie to letting your wife do a scene in a porno, and I just don't think it's the same thing. I don't know. I think there's a disconnection in society today of like online life and offline life. And it's the same with the troll thing. It's just like you got to know when people are actually impacting you and when you're giving them too much power. Some people feed into it too much.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Jacob. Jacob
Okay,
Waters.
anytime, man. I'll
Jacob
talk to you soon.
Waters. So before we leave, I gotta give you a shout out. Jacob Waters is a great channel. Go check his channel out. He's a great guy. We'll see you when we see you. Bye.
Later.
See you in 23 hours. See you in 23 hours. I'm kidding. See you later.